in with because it was originally cut for a different turbo, different compressor housing, which was a little bit smaller. So when we put the bigger one on, everything had to shift. So I had a big gap to fill in. So I had to take little pieces of tube out that we had cut off before and use them as filler, pack them, fill them in, and then melt them in. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be a welder full time, but on the other hand, they work in highly air-conditioned rooms.
Yeah, that's true. So you say you're going to change the setup, make that the just what do you call it?
Yeah, the original idea was basically to have one straight pipe going into the turbo discharge. But last night after we fitted it, I went home and I thought about it. That would be strictly and proprietary to that particular turbo and the clocking and where the piping would be.
Right.
So that would, hinder
Other
customers
options
that may already have some other turbo that they like, or they got from a friend cheap, or whatever. A lot of people have some turbochargers that will work and will work fine. And in doing that, then the kit just wouldn't be applicable. So we decided to cut this pipe short about where this blue line is at, put a bead on it, leave the turbo discharge where it's at, and make instead of having just one single joint, have two joints.
Yeah.
That way people can leave the intercooler exactly where we placed it, and then they can clock their turbo discharge however they want to, and plumb it into the inlet of the intercooler.
Right.
I think it makes more sense for everybody. Make the installation far easier, because we'd have to, once the turbo is in the right place, would have to bring the intercooler in at an angle and then go like that to it. So it's a lot easier. There's one more connection, which is kind of against, our fear of maximum efficiency. But hey, at some point in time, you have to have the customer in mind, and how easy it's going to be for them to make the installation versus making it, very difficult for the guy, because there's a lot of people that, will buy this thing and don't really have either the mechanical aptitude, or even if they do, they may not have the equipment to make any minor modifications. So this way, we're going to leave a small gap where different people will be able to put different turbochargers and simply clock them so that they can put them in with maybe a straight pipe or a 45 or a rubber hose, whatever.
Yeah.
Certainly don't want to go against his ideas either. As long as we stay with, my design, if somebody else is actually doing the actual fabrication, everybody's got their own way of doing things.
As long as it works, functional, yeah.
Exactly. What I'm doing right now is basically heating the material before actually welding. Allow all the impurities to come to the top. See how the impurities are coming up, and also whatever paint is there, we'll also knock them out, then we'll wire brush it, and then go ahead and weld it. I'll do a couple passes to get it nice and hot, get all the impurities out, and then weld. This is my own personal technique. Other people choose to put it on a grinder or preheat it with MAP gas. But this works for me. I'm not a welder. Never went to school for it. Kind of taught myself, so. You see? It's hot, but and it's it's kind of porous right now, but that basically took out all the impurities out, so we wire brush it at that point. It's ready to weld.
Do you think we're going to be able to get some supplier to maybe fabricate intercoolers like this using this design?
Not a problem.
We don't have to weld everyone.
Nope. I can't do it.
There'll be a backlog for quite a while.
Simply can't do it. Touched the weld and broke the tungsten electrode. Coming up pretty nice. Ow! Fuck.
What's the idea? Put a
Cut
band
here,
there?
cut right underneath here, leave it a gap just like that, put a hose here and a hose here. That
Could
way,
you put a T-band or something at the connector?
yeah,
Since you're gonna have a hose
there's
in
gonna
the
be
middle?
two bands here with a hose.
But that's what I'm saying. Rather than two hoses.
No, you need to do two hoses because you don't know where this turbo is gonna end up getting clogged.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And if you want to switch it around, or if you want to put a different turbo, then you're gonna be stuck with that hose to there.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a problem. So this way, no matter what turbo you decide to put, this intercooler will work.
Gotcha.
You know, and that's the only way to do it. I didn't want to put two hoses either, but it's not going to be a problem with the angle that they have, and as short as they are, there's going to be nowhere to go or nowhere to. It won't blow off.
Yeah.
Because the turbo can't move back and the intercooler can't move forward, so
it's going nowhere.
they're locked in. Yeah, and that and the ease of installation, because to swing that angle with that nozzle going forward into a tough hose like this.
Right.
Is going to be very hard, and then the bracket's going to hit you. You're going to be hitting things. So this way, with that thing pointing up at this angle, it'll be you know, it's a joy just to slide that in right there and lay it down, tighten it up. You're done. So that's more pros and cons to do it this way.
Now you're like right at the perfect spot.
Yeah.
Again, don't try this at home, kids.
Gotta lump them up. Gotta lump them up there.
Yeah, there's gotta be something. I see it right here. You come and pass this here. It's like a bend. Custom made.
Spinning free, right?
Can't get better than that.
I should have put that pipe first though before I put that other thing in. You gotta put them both on at the same time. Next time we use some Vaseline. Looks good. It is like it's still got like all fab marks and stuff. When I get sanded down and polished up, it's gonna look different. You don't think we should weld a plate here on the side?
Yeah, I really
To make it cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
To make it cleaner?
I wanted to.
But I was thinking you can't mill that safely because you're on the tank.
Yeah, but just something
I mean, what I'm
over
saying,
the top.
squaring that up, there's no milling that
Yeah,
square.
and go right on top of these guys. No
Edge to
problem.
edge.
I was really crapping on this one because
Just paper thin. It's really close. Can't do nothing like that? Like put a wet rag on it or something and just keep it from getting too hot? I mean, we'll pressure test it anyway. Yeah, I can
dude,
make
if there's a
miracles with
pinhole,
JB Weld, yeah.
if there's a pinhole in there, I guarantee you, you're not gonna know it.
Well, we're gonna find out before we not know.
How are you gonna find out? 22 pounds versus 21.99.
Put this thing in a bag. Close the bag. Alrighty. That concludes
Episode,
21.
I don't even know anymore. I've been putting them up so fast. I was working on 21 last night and the damn computer crashed on me. I was like 3/4 of the way through doing it. I just lost everything. Gotta start over. I hate wasting time like that, man.
It has to come out. The fuck? You gotta put this top one in first, man.
There you go. Looks like we might lose some boost right out of here, man.
Yeah, you should say that on the video.
It is being recorded as we speak.
Put these guys back on.
That's like a natural wastegate.
Vaseline, bro.
There's some of these smaller holes. Yeah.
So these are going to be like our final assembly instructions. You have to like walk us through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got a down pipe.
Step number 1, get a bucket of Vaseline. Right, doctor? Apparently Vaseline is a very important item on this build.
Years ago, I went to, I guess it was around Christmas time or something, you know. I was building a couple of engines, and I went to Walgreens, and I bought like 4 buckets of Vaseline. And the guy,
I can see where this is going.
Can I get a mailing address?
You knew there was going to be
Just
some
looked at me and
comments.
smiled.
Yeah, you having a busy weekend or something? What the fuck? Oh man.
That's a big one.
Just push. Some clamps for that too.
So, like, how many hours of assembly time should the average person have when they install one of your kits?
Well, if it's once it's in kit form, you really won't have to fabricate crap.
Well, we know that. I'm just
You
saying,
know.
how long do you think it'll take to install everything?
If they have the engine built, 2 days.
Yeah.
It's basically off the store bought. You know,
Bolt on,
bolt on.
including the
I
engine.
mean, you know, we've been fabricating everything, but in kit form. How long did it take to put in one of those Cartech kits when you bought it? Maybe a day.
A day.
You know, the tuning took forever.
Well, the good thing about the tuning on this is once you get a map for, you know, basic standard template or whatever, it should be good for most people if they're using this setup.
You gotta go outside the AC.
Well, I'm just trying. It's just not easy to make the one piece pipe work here. We still need a hose that's gonna have a longer sweep than this, because this one, unless I do something to it, it's kind of short on where this mounts here. But I'm trying to stretch it to show where it goes anyway. But it's still short anyway. It needs to run. It needs to run. It needs to run parallel with this one, you know? So that we have the room. To cut this. So I haven't cut it yet.
We had boost, now we got water, and soon we'll have air.
Yeah, I was playing with that last night. I didn't know what to do. I was playing and doing that.
I'm glad I got that filter since you're mocking it all up now. Should put the filter on there, boys.
This one only gets it to the hole.
Oh yeah.
This one needs to take another turn.
That one went there. Then one like this, and another one down. That's about it.
What is that, a 90?
Yeah.
Take that one off. Maybe have this.
But I think this has to be clocked slightly different.
Have these things up. Get around that rail. That thing can't come more this way. Isn't that battery gonna come over here? Right, so we need to get this box next.
Here,
Two 90s, we'll put it right there.
here
Dead
we
center.
could do an aluminum 90 here.
Right, and just
This
put a
is
little more
tighter.
90 there.
And then,
Well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just do a whole double 90 aluminum piece that you can bolt onto here with a flange, so that all that thing's supported.
I said that's some serious engineering right here.
I would call you Turbo Yoda, but that name is already taken.
What do they call that? Form follows function.
Right?
it. Now I can go.
Don't get no cleaner than that. You almost want to put one of those transparent hoods on it so you can see the engine, you know? I'm serious. It's like that pretty to look at, you know?
I mean, there really is a lot of room. More money!
But well spent money.
Yeah.